Do you struggle with procrastination? Do you feel like 10 different things pop up in your mind whenever you have a specific task at hand? Do you feel like there must be a simple way to help you stay focused without subscribing to a 30 days meditation course? Well, you're not wrong. There is actually a scientific explanation to why it happens that way and how to go about it. And yes, it does involve waiters, or to be more specific, one particular waiter. In 1920s, the father of social psychology Kurt Lewin was teaching and doing his research at the University of Berlin. If you're not familiar with his work, then it would be enough to say that he focused on the dynamics between groups and people, and he practically stated that human behavior is the continuation of the psychological environment. Anyway, at the University of Berlin, he met Ziegarnik, a Soviet-Lithuanian psychologist who would not only become his student and his, so to say, academic daughter, but would also contribute to the field of psychology significantly. As the story has it, one evening, Levin and a group of students, including Ziegarnik, were dining at a local beer garden, where they also like to get together to discuss various theories and ideas. Suddenly, the focus of the whole conversation turned to a waiter there. He was able to memorize an order of any length without keeping any written records about the food or drinks. However, once the table was served, his fascinating skills just disappeared. Ziegarnik noticed that peculiarity and proceeded to design a series of experiments under the supervision of Levin to prove the phenomenon that we now know as the Ziegarnik effect. Our minds quickly forget finished tasks. However, they're programmed to continually interrupt us with reminders of unfinished tasks. These intrusions constitute the Ziegarnik effect. Essentially, the Ziegarnik effect postulates that we remember unfinished tasks better than finished ones. It all happens because once the task is started in our mind, our system, it creates a task-specific tension that can only be relieved upon the task's completion. While the theory has faced a significant amount of criticism over the years, there are some areas where the Ziegarnik effect is the most prominent. Software development. How many times we're distracted by a sound or a symbol of notification? How many times an icon saying that your profile has been completed by 65% prompted you to give more personal information to social media? How many times did you tell yourself, just one more Instagram or TikTok video? No need to answer, it was a rhetorical question. The point is, IT companies have embraced the Ziegarnik effect fully. They use our inability to divert attention from unfinished tasks to make profit. Now, that all sounds great, and who doesn't like to blame the other guy, but what does it have to do with procrastination? Usually, when people talk about the relations between productivity and the Ziegarnik effect, they suggest using this task-specific tension to push you forward. Basically, they say that you should finish a task on a cliffhanger so that you get back to it sooner and you get to the ultimate completion faster. However, that's not what I would like to cover in this video. When I first came across the Ziegarnik effect, it struck me how well it correlates with another phenomenon of our modern lives: the information overload. Let's take an average day of an average person. You go to the office, or maybe you work from home, and as soon as you sit down in front of your computer, you remember that you need to throw away the trash, you need to do the dishes, you need to pay the bills, you need to text your friend, and then there's also this email you've been meaning to answer for a really long time. Whether we like it or not, our mind allocates resources to all these tasks, and until these tasks are completed, we literally can't think of anything else. What I'm trying to say is that most of the time, people believe that procrastination comes from the lack of motivation or any sort of stimuli, when in reality, Procrastination is the result of abundance of stimuli. We are bombarded with information coming at us from various sources. If we can get back to the example with software for a moment. You know how scrolling on social media leaves you feeling drowsy, confused, and tired. It all happens because our minds never get a chance to put a full stop to all these unfinished tasks. We want to get more of them because it benefits the algorithms and prompts us staying longer on the platform. Why do we expect then that pushing our minds even further will get us anything good? So, what is the solution? Despite how much I would like to say clean your desk, I know that Mary Kondoing your way into productivity is not a viable option for everyone. On top of that, a clean desk doesn't always equal to a distraction-free desk, and vice versa. Instead, try pen and paper. I suggest you to write down every single task, thought, or idea that comes to you to make some space there. You can also use existing apps, but make sure not to turn it into a task of its own. So do not organize these unfinished tasks, but just try to get them out of your system. Once they're transferred to a medium, you get back your attention and focus to do whatever you need to do. You might be already familiar with this principle from journaling, from splitting a big project into smaller tasks, even from the Marie Kondo method to a degree. All of them have the same idea at their core. By clearing out space, by getting rid of distractions, you getting back the capacity to focus. Let's sum it up. We tend to remember unfinished tasks better than finished ones, which means consolidating our mental resources on the tasks that have been started but have not been finished yet. In our daily lives, many different things demand our attention and this way trigger the whole process of starting new tasks. Therefore, the best way to get our attention back is by transferring all these tasks to a medium and putting an end to them that way. And this is it. I hope you found this video useful. Let me know if you have any other ideas on the topic, and as always, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.